Well, good evening. Well, I tell you, we've sure had a time today, haven't we? It all fell apart, and it wasn't today. It actually happened yesterday. I went to work. I left my coat behind at one of the work sites and had the keys to the office in it. So when I got to work this morning, well, today it had already fallen apart by the time I got to the office this morning, but I had no keys and I was locked out. So how this whole thing came undone this morning was wild. Like, I had to drop Charlotte off at the sitter half an hour early, which is fine, but I was already running a little bit late, but I set her bag on the tonneau cover in the back of my truck while I buckled her into her car seat. And then I was also wearing my work boots at the time, and I wanted to switch over to my shoes, so I did the old switcheroo, closed the door, got in the driver's seat, drove away. Got to town, dropped Charlotte off at the sitter, and well, where's her bag? Well, here I lost it. It flew off the back of the truck 2 miles north of Beaver Lodge. And there's mittens and socks and granola bars, you name it, all, like scattered all over the road. It was just, yeah. Anyways, thankfully everything was there. I was able to pick it all up, stuff it back in, run that back to the sitter, and I thought, okay, all is well, right? I get to the office and then I'm like, where's my keys? Yeah, so no, Delta level security breach. Keys are not where they're supposed to be. And I had to stand outside like a bum waiting for somebody else to show up at the office and let me in. So that's how my day started. I managed to make it through the day without too much further ado, arriving at this cold, wet, rather rainy moment. And yeah, the weather forecast today is calling for mixed precipitation, which is just a jivey way of saying there's a possibility of the white stuff. We're really hoping that we don't get any of the white stuff, but it's definitely, like, it's cold and it's raining, like it's definitely could happen. But you know, the wind's coming out of the east. Oh, it definitely could happen today. Anyways, I got to run out and feed the pigs, and then come back, feed the sheep, get all the feed ready for tomorrow morning. Got another big day tomorrow. So Carmen's working tomorrow. I'm teaching a class in the morning. And sometime during the day, there's going to be another cattle roundup, getting the remainder of the cows back to Rio Grande for the winter. So we'll see if I'm done my class in the morning and there's time, I'll go out and help with the cattle roundup. And then I'll be back here to see if I can't finish up the last little steps, the low cost, no cost sheep shelter, just getting that roof line trimmed up, looking pretty, and attach some type of towing mechanism so I can get it drug into place. So it's actually Fire Prevention Week here this week, and this weekend coming up is Thanksgiving. Now with that comes two things. Lots of people are asking the question online, how am I going to keep my chicken house warm? How am I going to keep the girls warm this winter? And then secondly, that comes chicken houses up in flames. So if you have to use a heat lamp, just make sure it's spaced adequately away from any surfaces, any dry materials, things like that. Really recommend though, you do some homework into, you know, avoiding that kind of stuff, because generally if you got enough chickens and your space is well enough insulated, you're really not going to need that, and nobody wants to have roasted chicken for Thanksgiving. Speaking of that, I didn't even cook supper tonight. I knew if I even looked at the stove, the thing was probably just going to burst into flames, just because of the kind of day I've had. So I actually just stopped at Burger King and grabbed hamburgers for Charlotte and I for supper. I was like, I'm not tempting fate. Today's been a crazy day, and I don't want to get any worse. Anyway, we got the piggies fed and all the sheeps fed and everything ready for tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna call it a night, go inside, fix up a cup of tea. So I'll let you go for now. Hope you have a fantastic evening. We'll see you tomorrow.